Hi, my name is Solomon Omeru, and with me is
Edidiong.
and together we're going to be hosting this segment of the Afrocentrist podcast titled Discovery Tuesday.
It's going to be a world of discovery where we'll have fun hanging out together as we bring you insights that will inform and educate you on topical issues bordering on relationship. This will help you discover yourself and enable you make better choices as you go through your unique life experiences.
Coming to you every Tuesday at 4 p.m. GST.
Remember, self-discovery is the first step to true freedom. See you there.
Welcome back again to the Afrocentrist podcast. And remember, it's Discovery Tuesday. I'm still your host, Solomon Omero, and with me is
Edidiong.
How you doing today, Edidiong?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. And you?
I'm doing awesome. So today we're going to be talking about self-identity. We talked about it in the first episode, and today we want to concentrate more on what influences self-identity and look at different personality traits. So today, Edidiong will take the lead on letting us know the things that influences our self-identity. Over to you, Edidiong.
There are various factors that affect self-identity and personality, external factors and internal factors. So one of the things that I've come to realize about where they get their identity from, a gene. So there's this question that was posed of how much of our personality are genetic, and several researches were done on that. I found out that about 30 to 50% of the variation in personality between people come from their differences in the genes they inherited from their parents. You understand? So if, for example, you come from a family, that's a prestigious, a well-known family, there's this cockiness that comes with it. You're confident of who you are because it's like you have a name that opens doors. You have a name that the world recognizes. So it kind of shapes your identity, the way you see yourself. You understand? Because most times people will like, you don't know who you are. I mean, for crying out loud, you're a rough fella. You shouldn't be doing this. So that's just how it is. So people even to an extent help you to see yourself in a certain way. So that's one of the things that affect personality of people. Another one is personal interest. The things that you give yourself to. For example, if you're into sports and into outdoor sports, there's a tendency for you to have to be social, to be outgoing, to be friendly to others. But if you're the kind of person that likes to keep to yourself, you find out that you find yourself doing stuff that are indoors, like playing video games, reading books, and just researching and doing stuff like that. So all of that affect. Those are the few things that affect the personalities and influences the personalities of people internally.
Absolutely. There are also external factors like the media. Most people are shaped by what they get from the media, especially social media. It has helped a lot of people and I've also wrecked a lot of people. Information. I tell people a lot of times, social media can be a mirror that helps you see a reflection of yourself, and it can also be a distorted mirror that gives you a negative part of yourself. It depends on how you use it. So this is one important external factor that affects self-identity. Another one is experiences. People tend to change with their experience. For example, someone that has been through heartbreak may be slightly different from someone who has not experienced such issue. They tend to be less vulnerable, build more barriers. So a lot of things we experience also affect our self-identity. One very important aspect is location. People tend to grow in the direction of where they live their lives. The people around, what is happening around you, they shape our self-identity a lot. So people need to be very careful about their location. One other thing I think is very important as well is the opportunities we meet in life. You can't compare someone who has experienced great opportunities, great challenges, great things to behave the same way as someone who has just lived their life in mediocrity. All of these things play a lot of roles, and at the end, they come down to making up our personality traits. So let's talk more about personality traits, the types of personality traits we have.
Okay, so there are different kind of personality traits that you find, and different tests categorizes individuals into different categories. But there are 5 categories, there are broad categories that has the acronym of quotient. First one is openness. Openness is a characteristic that has to do with the imagination and the insights that people have. People that are high in this particular trait tend to have a broad range of interest. Like they are curious about the world, and they are eager to learn new things. They're eager to experience new things. They tend to be more adventurous and creative. But people who are low in this particular trait, they are more traditional people. They struggle with abstract thinking. They are just, they find it hard to bring out stuff from the unknown, from the things that are not visibly seen. So these are people who dislike change. They don't enjoy new things. They resist new ideas. They resist because they resist change. They are comfortable in their skin. They don't want anything that is challenging. They are not very imaginative. They dislike abstract and theoretical concepts. Things like mathematics, physics, they are not their strong points. They are more like art inclined, things they can see, feel, and deal with. So those are the people that have this particular characteristic trait called openness.
The next one is conscientiousness. People in this category, they have good impulse control. They are very thoughtful. They are always goal-directed, and they're highly conscientious people, just like the name sounds. So those high in this aspect, they spend a lot of time preparing. They like to pay attention to details, and they enjoy having a set of schedule. While those that are low with this, in this category, they dislike structure and schedules. Procrastination is another very constant trait with people who are low in this category, and they fail to complete necessary assignments and tasks.
Wow, that's a lot. And that particular personality trait are known to be people who often have challenges in marriage because there are very little things that causes issues in marriage, not putting things where they ought to be, scattering things around. If such a person is in partnership with or shares an accommodation or something with somebody who is very careful and all that, there's bound to be issue. Okay, so the next personality trait we're going to be talking about is extraversion. These are people that are always excited. They are social people, they are talkative, they have a very high amount of emotional expressiveness. These are people who are outgoing, they gain their energy when they are in social gatherings, when they love being around people, they get very energized and excited when they're in the company of others. So they enjoy being the center of attention. They like to start conversation, they enjoy meeting new people. They have such a wide social circle of friends and acquaintances. They find it very easy to make new friends. They say things before even thinking about them because they don't even have time to process their thoughts. So people who are low in this particular trait, they feel exhausted when they have to socialize. They just want to be in their corner. They prefer solitude. They dislike making small talk. They find it difficult to even start conversation. They are very, very careful, meticulous with words. They think before they speak. There are people that their words actually their bond. Then they dislike being the center of attention. They just want to be in their corner and they are comfortable in their skin. They don't seek for the praise of men. They're not interested in what you think about them.
Wow, I think from here you get the extrovert and the introvert.
Yeah. Yes.
So the next one is agreeableness. Just like the name sounds, these people are very good team players. They have attributes like trust, kindness, affection. They tend to work very closely with people. And those who are low in this aspect, they can be very competitive. For those who are high in this aspect, they don't have a problem with you. If you want to win, just win. They like to win together. They want to be in a system with you. So there are people who they feel empathy for others. They care more about others. They have a lot of interest in other people. They literally enjoy helping and contributing to other people's happiness or assisting them. But on the other hand, those who are low, they don't take interest much in people. Sometimes they don't even care about other people, how they feel or what they're interested in. Most of them try to manipulate others. So once you find certain characteristics of these things I've mentioned on the low side, you understand that they don't have that personality trait of agreeableness.
Yeah. The funny thing about it is the fact that some people are high in a particular trait or low in a particular doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them. Yeah, it's not like a plus. It's just that when you realize this is an area of strength for you, you can work on it. And if it's an area of weakness that you know you need to learn this trait so that you can get the job done, you can always go and develop yourself in that area of your weakness, because the truth is this, there's no excuse. If you have to deliver on the job, whatever traits that you require to deliver on the job, you have to go for it. So the last particular trait I want to be talking about is people who are neurotic. It's called neuroticism. It's a trait that is characterized by moodiness. People always moody, they are sad, they are emotional, they have mood swings. Individuals who are high in this particular trait tend to experience anxiety, mood swing, very irritable. Often they are gloomy and moody, they're sad. And those who are low in this trait, they tend to be more stable and emotionally resilient. Those are the kind of people that are like extroverted too. So you see, the people that are high in this particular trait get upset easily. They experience dramatic shifts in their mood. You can't tell, one minute they are happy, they're excited, the next minute they are all moody and morose and all that. They experience a lot of stress. Most times it's mental stress because they overprocess things. They worry about different things. Things that are not even yet in the picture. They're already worried about it. They're worried about old age when they are still very young. They're worried about whether they're going to have children. They're worried about if they'll find the right partner. And they're just, you wonder, why don't you just allow life take its toll on you? Then they struggle to bounce back, especially after they go through stressful events or mishap or unprecedented situations. So their bounce back ability is not that strong. There are people who struggle with being resilient. But people who are actually low on this particular trait, they are resilient people. They're emotionally stable. They're people that whatever happens, it's easy for them to push it and shove it behind them and just move on. They're people that deal well with stress and stress-related issues. They rarely feel sad or depressed. They're the life of the party. They don't worry much about things. They're always very relaxed. So those are the people who are actually low, which is actually the strength of the extroverted people. So you can see that they are actually linked. The low points here can be the high points in another personality. And so there's no good or bad personality. Some people have a blend of it. Some people are strong in one particular area and weak in another area, but they are, so there's a blend. Just like in temperament. There's some people that are sanguine, there are people that are melancholy. There's a mix. There's people that are choleric, and some people are phlegmatic, because we understand that temperaments play a great role in personality traits.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So it doesn't mean you're bad if you're low or high on any of them. What's important is you identifying this trait in yourself and being able to work on the ones you have or the ones you need for your job or whatever you need to do. And remember, if you have them in you, doesn't mean it always have to be like that. You can learn to adapt, learn to develop more traits and get better each day. Knowing this helps you work with other people very well. So you identify certain traits in them and you know, okay, this person is having this trait. So it's better to work with this person in this way or the other way.
It's very important that people learn to adapt. The key word for me is adaptability, because
that's true.
Many people have lost opportunities because they refuse to adapt. They this is just who I am. There's nothing I can do about this. And they expect people to accept them like that. So regardless of your unique personality trait, when you are in a situation that requires that you act in a certain way that is not in congruence to your natural personality, you should learn to adapt, because there's no one that's cast in concrete. The most important thing is that you show up as your best possible self and you give your best there is to be. So it's such an important skill. There are many strengths in all of these personality traits that are door openers. They are traits that successful people must possess for them to be able to accomplish good success.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you. So it's just about being able to work with others. Like we're talking about relationship now, it's working in a community. It's not really giving up your self-identity. It's being able to work in agreement with other people. And for you to understand or work well with people, you have to understand your traits. Then it gives you an insight to other people's traits, create a bond or a middle ground where both parties can work well in any form of relationship.
Yeah. What the knowledge of this trait does for you helps you to be able to relate well with other people. You're not quick to judge them because you understand their unique personality, and you can easily help them to snap out from the ones that are, that are not serving them in any way. So it helps you. The knowledge of these personality types helps you to be able to understand others and know how well to relate with them, so that you don't come across as one who is very judgmental and very critical of people.
So that will be the end of this episode today. Hope you've learned one or two things from this episode. We'd like to hear from you and stay in touch with the Afrocentrist podcast.